when it just makes sense. It's your red-pilled brown girl searching for the truth. It's your red-pilled brown girl when it just makes sense. It's your red-pilled brown girl getting to the truth. It's your red-pilled brown girl. Yeah.
Hey everyone, it's Crystal. It's your red-pilled brown girl. Oh my gosh, I know, guys. I know. Okay, I know it's late, but I know I can get a few of you guys that are still up with me. I have been wanting to talk to you guys for so long, and life be lifing, but I determined in my mind, I said, you know what, I've got to go live today, before the day is out, and it's 11:37 over here, over here on the West Coast. So if you are up, on the East Coast, sorry. If you're up with me, you guys, you must be on the East Coast somewhere, because I know y'all gotta go to work. Okay, MAGA got jobs. Okay, MAGA got jobs. MAGA pays their taxes. MAGA is that real one, okay? So, with that being said, you guys, I wanted to talk. First of all, oh God. So it's the end of this month. Somebody say, make it stop. Make it stop. I'm so glad for the end of June. Okay, so there's two things that makes me excited about the end of June. Oh, look, the balloons. Yes. My daughter's birthday is at the end of June. She's precious, you guys. She is going to be 8 years old. Firecracker like her mama. Smart, talented, gifted. Let me tell you, if you have an 8 or 9 or 10-year-old that you're raising to be an awesome gentleman, get your dowry ready. Because my girl is going to be worth, oh God, more far than rubies, as the Bible says. She's just amazing. So that's one of my favorite things about the ending of June. The other thing is, I am so glad that Pride Month is over. Oh my God, if I see another rainbow, and I know rainbows are God's promises, you guys, but these people have perverted it and negated it so much that it's like, ugh. If I see another trans flag, if I see another drag queen, if I see another penis or dildo or, oh my God, like, it's just disgusting at this point. I'm so ready for y'all to be over with. Y'all celebrating, and then Juneteenth was in the middle of it. Like, oh, freedom, we free-ish. You still not free. You done had legislation. You had a war, a whole civil war. And then they gave y'all Negroes a whole holiday, and y'all still talking about y'all still not free. White folks, I don't know what to tell y'all. Anyway, white folks, I wouldn't put up with this if I was y'all, but whatever. But yes, so excited for Pride Month to be over. Oh my God. It is just, you talk about decadence and just disgust, and they're in front of children and they're shouting and they're saying how happy they are to be, do whatever they do in the privacy of their own bedrooms. It's so weird. If I see another person with a beard and lipstick, or if I see another person, God, like, I'm so sick of it, y'all. Like, a whole month of this? A whole month of parades over who you like to sleep with? I have a message to the LGBTQ community. Get a life. Get a life. Go enjoy whatever you like to enjoy. Eat good food. Like, nobody cares about who you sleep with. God cares. We don't care. It's really obnoxious. God. It's just so obnoxious. Anywho. So, end of June. And I did not predict this, you guys. I predicted that it wasn't going to happen. But the debates are happening. Let's say, I hope I could still be right. You know I could still be right. Because it's supposed to happen on Thursday. But I could actually technically still be right. Because we don't know if Joe Biden is going to make it on the stage. And honestly, I don't think that Trump should even talk to this dude. Like, why would you talk to this disaster who just going to be disrespectful? But you know what? That's what he got. Trump is a tough guy. Like, he is. So he's gonna fight. Like, he's going to be like, whatever. I'm doing it. So I hear you, bro. Go ahead, do it. Go ahead, Trump. But if I just wouldn't. You, like, waste your time talking to a geriatric dude about what? About his disastrous economy that everybody knows. The hood knows, Joe Biden. Sorry. The jig is up. So, anyway, they're saying that this debate is happening on Thursday, you guys. And Joe Biden won the coin toss. You already know how I feel. I feel like they lie. They lie. So even the coin toss is fake to me, okay? You tell me Joe Biden won the coin toss, I'm looking around like, yeah, right. Let me see. Who flipped the coin? Was it a Democrat? Was it a white liberal? Was it a female? Was it a male? Was it a black? Because the coin toss? No. Anyway, Joe Biden won the coin toss. And interestingly enough, the coin toss said that you could either choose to your position, like you could choose whether you go last, have the last word, or you can choose the position in which you stand on stage. And Joe Biden does not pick to go last and to have the last word. He picks his position on stage. Now, there's been a lot of talk about what that means. I'm going to tell you what I think that means. Okay, so people have been saying, oh, they want Trump to go last because, you know, he's going to be a disaster. He's going to say something out of the ordinary. He's going to say something slick out of his mouth, and they want it to be seared into the American brains. I'm not sure. Look at it. He had the choice to say something and have the last word and it be strong and it be powerful and it convinces everybody that he has everything under control. He can't do that, y'all. Remember, he's geriatric. He can't do that. So what he chose is to pick his podium. Why would the podium be important to somebody who can barely walk? To somebody who needs their handlers? So he picks the right side of the podium. You guys, I promise you, I can almost guarantee you this. And I don't bet. But if I was a betting something, I would tell you that the podium is the closest to the door. So he doesn't have to walk as long. I really do. Think about it. Think about it. This man can barely walk. He needs something that is closest to the door so you can't analyze him walking to his podium. Or maybe you won't even see him in the podium. I don't know. But why would the podium or the position of the podium be more interesting or more desirable for him than the actual having the last say and the last words? That's really concerning, you guys. I don't know. I would bet my money on it that he just doesn't want to walk far. Why would you pick the right side of the podium? So I'm guessing the entrance, the door, is probably closest. I don't know. You guys, I could totally be wrong, but that is an interesting choice. And of course, the choice that he chose is optical. Like, he wants us to see him in a different light. Why would you choose optical as opposed to as a leader? You have to speak. It's not really all about optics. It's about what you say. And for him to choose the position of the podium and let Trump have the last word, I don't know why they were thinking that, but you know what? Trump is going to take it away. I do not think that he is going to be a runaway train. I do think that people describe him as that, but the Trump that I have seen is very calculated, and everything that he's doing is very intentional. For people to say that he's kind of like a runaway train and he kind of says whatever, you guys, he's a billionaire. He's a billionaire. He has built a successful life, a successful company. And I know y'all think that he's done it off the backs of poor people. That's just not true. He has built a very successful empire. You don't do that by being a runaway train, by going off the rails. He was so beloved. He built tons of relationships. He gets accused of a lot of things, but I'm telling you, you don't make it to the levels of Donald Trump without being very calculated, being very thoughtful. I think no matter what he says, they're going to say that he was off the rail. No matter what he said, he can be as calm as a cucumber. He can give answers that spit fire. They are going to say that he was off the rail, that he was out of his mind, that he couldn't. They're going to make up all kinds of things about him. I am super excited that he is going to show us what he can do and that he's not afraid. I do think that he should have passed up on it because I don't think he has to. Like, the evidence speak for itself. I mean, this man cannot walk, meaning like, you know, Biden can't walk. And then here's Trump doing all of these rallies and doing meeting with the American people. So I kind of think that it speaks for itself what he can do. But he's a tough guy. He's not going to back down for a fight. You challenge him to a debate, he's going to show up. And I like that. So I will be watching, you guys. I'm going to watch it live with y'all. So I'm going to go live and we're just going to watch it and see what's going on. But let me tell you something. I'm just not excited about it because we've seen this before. Like, I don't think that there's anything to debate. Like, you're going from two presidents. You actually have seen their administration in this lifetime. Everybody voting has saw the administrations, and one has been a train wreck and one has been very, very successful. I think it speaks for itself, and I really don't think that there's anything to talk about. But whatever. They're doing it. They're having it. So I'm going to be there. You guys got to be there too as well. With that being said, oh my God. So everybody's talking about the Donald Trump going to the black church. Okay. Everybody's making such a big deal. Mind you, President Biden goes to black churches all the time. President Biden shows up at all these like black stuff and churches and all this foolishness, right? They're making a big deal about Donald Trump visiting a church in Detroit. And I think kudos to him. Shout outs to him that Detroit is an area that is historically liberal. But I think he kind of went to show that he's not afraid to go anywhere. Like, he's not afraid to go in the trenches and go in Detroit and go in these, you know, in Harlem and go to Georgia. Like, he's not afraid of those types of environments, even if these people don't vote for him. And honestly, I think that he's, you know, like gaining like momentum. He's gaining practice. He may not get more than what? He might not get more than 15% of the African American vote. But historically, Republicans haven't gotten 15% ever. So I'm really, really impressed with him being willing to. But of course, you know the haters like the Roland. Okay, if you are still listening to Roland Martin for anything other than comedic relief, then you're in the sunken place, okay? You should not be going to Roland Martin for your news. I'm sorry. He is a disgraceful, chubby man. I'm sorry. He is. He's chubby. His wife's a pastor. The wife is the priest of his home, as Jason Whitlock says. Like, he's a disaster of a man. The man walks around with a t-shirt that says, "Vote like a black woman." Vote like a black woman? Like, so the black men have just been completely eradicated, like the husbands, but vote like a black woman. Like, he's trying to tell you to vote Democrat because black women, unfortunately, have been used and abused and still go back to their good old Democratic Party. Whatever. Good thing I'm not black. But I heard that that's what black women do. Anyway, so he walks around like that, and then he talks about this pastor. Mind you, this pastor is pretty impressive. He has a church in Detroit, and he kind of mentions that the elite don't come to their church, which, where is the lie? Like, Barack Obama doesn't come to these types of functions. He goes to the black bourgeoisie. He don't come to the hood, unfortunately. And so this gentleman actually talks about it and praises Donald Trump on Laura Ingraham. Watch, and let's talk about it.
We've done more for, and I say this, I say it proudly, more for the black population than any president since Abraham Lincoln. That's a big statement. And crooked Joe Biden has done nothing for you except talk. It's only talk. It's all talk. He gets nothing. He gets nothing for anyone. He was lost. He's in Europe. He's walking around. He doesn't know where the hell he is, and he's supposed to help Detroit. I don't think so.
Now, the reaction on the ground in deep blue territory was big. Trump won't win Detroit. He'll probably lose by a fairly wide margin, but he's actually still working for the votes. And he's getting a lot of respect just for showing up.
President Trump, I'm so humbled that you would be here. President Obama never came to the hood, so to speak, right? President Joe Biden, he went to the big NAACP dinner, but he never came to the hood. So thank you.
Joining us now is Lorenzo Sewell, senior pastor at 180 Church, and the man you just heard, pastor. Now, he lost Detroit by, 94% last time around. So what does Donald Trump's outreach mean to the community?
When you are in the worst of the worst, you're talking about women being human trafficked literally on the street next to us. You're talking about a methadone clinic where 500 people go every single day that are generationally addicted. When the president is willing to come and bring his presence, he is gaining relational equity, or we would call it in our community, street credibility.
Well, and you think about...
Freeze right there. Okay, first of all, let's have a correction right here. First of all, he's not president. So Pastor Sewell's grossly incorrect there. Then he said, he lays out these problems. But you notice Pastor Sewell at no point there said what Trump did when he was in the Oval Office about those problems. See, so it's one thing to say he came to your church while he's trying to get some votes, but you said nothing about where was he for 4 years when he was in the Oval Office. Keep in mind, this is the same man who denigrated black election workers in Detroit, but I guess Pastor Sewell wasn't familiar with those type of comments that Donald Trump made about black people in.
So Roland Martin is just a dishonest person. I mean, he is so dishonest, and he's been proven to be dishonest. You guys, you remember when he had the sister girl from Ohio, the Dalton, Ohio mayor there, Tiffany, and he didn't ask her any questions. When he had Maxine Waters there and didn't press her on Section 8 being the answer to housing. Like he's a dishonest person. He just is. And so when I look at him and he says these kinds of things, I get really concerned because he's right. He has a platform of African American people that clearly don't know anything that's going on. I mean, like, he is an enemy to the people. Like, if you're watching Roland Martin, then you're done for. I'm sorry. You have been manipulated. You are the easily manipulated to the highest level type person. But the fact that he's hating on this pastor. So this pastor's name is Pastor Lorenzo Sewell. And I love how they're all about the blacks until the blacks decide to go somewhere different than the Democrat plantation. The facts are, Mr. Roland Martin, that your pastor, meaning your wife, should not be voting Democrat. There should not be a single pastor in this world, unless you believe in LGBTQ, that should be voting Democrat at this juncture in American society. The Democrats, forget what they used to be, you guys. I mean, used to be Democrats believed in social welfare. They believed in helping people. They believed in, I really think that a lot of Democrats were really good people that had a lot of faith in the government, and they had a lot of faith in policies to uplift different communities out of poverty. And I think that was their number one goal. And so people who were Democrat before, I'm not knocking y'all. But at this point, if you haven't aborted mission, like this train is headed to Sodom and Gomorrah so daggone fast that it's not even funny. Like, and if you haven't saw the writing on the wall and aborted mission, or like he is Blanchard, I know you see the writing on the wall and you think it's graffiti, but it's really hieroglyphics. These folks are pushing LGBTQ. These folks are pushing transgender children, able-bodied little boys cutting their penises off, young girls, beautiful young girls cutting their breast off, taking hormone blockers or puberty blockers that will delay their puberty but has irreparable damages. These are people that are saying biological men can become women and have periods. These are saying that biological women that are men are getting pregnant, and they're congratulating them. They're saying men can get pregnant. Like, if you have not, as a leader, like a Christian leader, say, whoa, time out, cut, flag on the play, like, then you are an enemy to not only just God, you're an enemy to America, to society. And for Roland Martin to somehow be downing this guy for basically saying, hey, I'm interested in what President Trump has to say, because right now, if you are a Christian and you used to vote Democrat and you're not yet comfortable voting Republican, you are politically homeless. So you might as well talk to the Republicans. Anything is better than them saying men can get pregnant. You don't think? You're crazy. And so I don't understand why Roland Martin is downing this guy, right? So he's a pastor, he's a leader. Second of all, you're a hater. You're a hater because unfortunately, you haven't videotaped. I keep seeing all the videotapes popping up with Donald Trump at this black church in Detroit. Mind you, he went to plenty of places in Detroit. They keep talking about Kellyanne Conway saying that Donald Trump had 8,000 people. She wasn't talking just at the church. She was saying he's visiting 8,000 people in Detroit. And that is true. They number how many people they interact with and how many people they speak with. There wasn't 8,000 people at the church, but there was a good amount of people at the church. I can tell you it was more people at that church than I've ever seen at a Biden rally. And that's the honest to God truth. So if you want to talk about the numbers being false about the number of people that have come to see President Trump at that Detroit church, and then they were talking about that is white people there, like who the F cares? Who cares? People were there to see the President of the United States. And I know you said that's factually false. He's not the president. Yes, he is. Once you are the President of the United States, you will always be the President of the United States. I'm sorry, you can't take that away from him. You can't take that away from them. He was President of the United States. And yes, he was going to see them to talk to them. At least he's trying to go in the fiery furnace. At least he's trying to see, and he has the courage. And I love that he keeps doubling down saying he's done more for black people than Abraham Lincoln, because it's the honest to God truth, you guys. It's the honest to God truth. Nobody has done anything for black folks. Nobody. And you know why? I don't even think that there's anything you can do for black folks, because black folks got to take their constitutional rights in their own hands and say, I don't need you to get a job. I have the inalienable right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and it has nothing to do with a white, black, green, or blue person in my life. This was given to me by God. The Constitution announced that this was given to me by God. But the fact that President Trump is even trying to have the conversation with these people, I think to be applauded. Like, to be applauded. And so for Roland Martin to somehow say that this black pastor is wrong, like, he's an idiot. He's an idiot, y'all, and we all know it. He's an insecure, older guy, middle-aged man whose wife is more important than he is. He's a sad soul. And I feel bad for him. He still does line dancing. Like, he still does, like, stepping, like, from college. like as a middle-aged man. Get a life, sir. Love him, like at this point. Stop lying. Arguing with Candace Owens, talking about her edges. Get a life. You're a grown man. Ugh. I'm sorry. I'm like, Roland Martin is annoying at this point, y'all. And like for people to kind of use him as he's some kind of, you know, like North Star for the blacks. Y'all better get a grip. Y'all gonna be in the wilderness following behind this man. You know, and you ain't gonna have no food because he gonna eat it all up. Hungry self. I'm sorry. Y'all, you have to... So, I struggle because I be picking at fat people. I'm a burger away. I always tell you, I'm not skinny, right? I'm a little chunky. I'm not skinny. But I go so hard at these liberals because they go hard at us. They go so hard at conservatives. I don't care nothing about it, y'all. I'm going to go as hard at them as they come at us. They call me all kinds of names. And I don't care. Go for what you know. It don't bother me. I got friends. I got family that love me. I'm not interested in what internet people have to say about me. And I hope that that's how Roland Martin feels. Because whatever. Fat self. Fat boy. Can't take him. Ugh. God. Ugh. Anyway, I am so glad that I got a chance to talk to you guys about this. There is so much going on. I'm happy for Pride Month to be over, you guys. It's just only a few more days. Let's hang in there. Let's hang in there and let's just call, like, July hopefully will just be a normal patriotic month. We need to celebrate the entire month for our patriots. Make America, our MAGA folks. But America has to be God-fearing again. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, you guys. And I know we say making America great, but great is to fear God. I know I've seen make America godly, but to be godly is to fear God. So I'm making America God-fearing again. You guys, let's get back to what God purposed for this nation, purpose for his people who love him and who are called according to his purpose. Y'all stay strong out there. I love you guys so much. I'm so grateful that I get to talk to you. And until next time, peace.
When it just makes sense, it's your red-pilled brown girl searching for the truth. It's your red-pilled brown girl. When it just makes sense, it's your red-pilled brown girl. Get into the truth. It's your red-pilled brown girl.